Hello, welcome to a new video. Today's video is going to be a review of my Gibson Signature T guitar. This is my favorite guitar and I decided to save the best for last. I've shown you my acoustic, I've shown you my fiance's acoustic, and now the last one that I need to show you out of my main guitars is this beautiful thing that I just love this guitar. This is the Gibson Signature T 2013 edition. I sort of showed it before in a video where I was talking about whether or not someone should buy an expensive guitar, and I was talking about myself for the most part because that's how I justified buying this guitar myself. Now this guitar is awesome. Like I've said before, I love this guitar. Now that's not to say that it doesn't have its flaws, so we're gonna go over them in this video. But anyways, let's get into it. This is my review of my Gibson Signature T 2013. So yeah, let's go over the specs really quick. Now, this guitar is a full Les Paul. What I think about when I think about a full Les Paul is a guitar that has a mahogany body and it has a maple top, a full maple top. The reason I'm mentioning that is because Gibson does make the Gibson's Studio, which has a mahogany body but does not have a maple top. To me, that's just not quite the full Les Paul feel, which is why I wouldn't call it a full Les Paul. To me, a full Les Paul has to have that top, just because when I think of Les Paul, that's what comes to mind. But that's just personal preference. It's not like Gibson will still call their Studio a Les Paul, and it is a Les Paul. It's just not what I think of when I think of a Les Paul. Now, this guitar has a granadillo fretboard. It has the trapezoid inlays. It has locking Grover tuners, which is great because at this price range I would be very upset if I got a guitar without locking tuners. Locking tuners just makes so much easier to change the strings and stuff like that. The pickups are 57 pickups without the cover, which to me looks great. This guitar was supposed to be sort of like they were celebrating Les Paul and the guy of Les Paul. 2013 was the year of Les Paul, and that's when they make this guitar. So they tried to keep it as true to the original Les Pauls as they could, and I believe that's why they went with the non-cover 57 pickups. Now this also has coil splitters for both humbuckers, so you can control it independently, which just gives it a lot of versatility because sure, you have your 3-position switch up here, but at the same time in any of those positions you can change the coil on the humbuckers, which is just gives it a lot of versatility, which I really like, especially on a guitar like this that for me is pretty much the only electric guitar that I've played for a very long time. It just gives you a lot of versatility with those splittable humbuckers. Now this guitar, like any other Gibson, does not stay in tune very well, especially for the D and G strings, but that's just something that comes with that beautiful head that it looks amazing. I love the look of the open book. And one thing that I've always liked is that it has the open book up here, and if you know how a maple top is done, it's actually a piece of wood that is cut in half and then it's book matched. Which, I don't know, I just always thought that I think that's part of why I always when I think of Les Paul, I think of the maple top. It's partly because Les Paul is, to me, what comes to mind when I think of Gibson, and that Gibson headstock makes me think of the maple top. That's just a thing that goes through my head when I'm thinking about these guitars. But anyways, that's partly why I love Gibson. That's partly why I really wanted one. That's partly why I wanted this specific guitar. Well, at least a Les Paul with the maple top and everything. Now, I've never had another guitar with a granadillo fretboard, so I can't really compare, but I love it. It's been great. It plays great, feels great, and a little bit of oil, and it looks amazing. Now, a few bad things about the guitar, because after this long, I'm sure to find something, right? First thing is obviously that headstock. Even though I love it, it does make the guitar go out of tune, especially on the D and G strings quite a bit. And now the real problem that is specific to this guitar, although I have searched on the forums and I found out that I'm not the only one, the frets on the guitar are not the full width. of the fretboard in some of them. What that causes is that sometimes, and it has happened to me while I'm playing, is that the lower E string will get caught underneath one of the frets, and that can be really annoying. Now, I was able to solve that problem for the most part by just polishing my frets and just keeping my guitar nice and taken care of, but still, the fact that I got this guitar with that problem, that I've read that other people have had that problem as well, it means that it's worth mentioning, especially when we're talking about a guitar as expensive as a Gibson is. That shouldn't be a thing. Now, with all of the specs out of the way, I'm gonna play a few things on it so that you can make your own mind into whether or not you like the sound, and then we'll go over our final thoughts, and hopefully this video helps you make a decision as to whether or not you like this guitar. So let's get into it. Now, it's worth mentioning that the sound is going to be coming through my amp and into my mic. I don't have a professional recording studio or anything like that. The best I have is this microphone and this amp, so hopefully the sound comes out alright. That being said, let's move on to the audio. I love this guitar and I hope it comes through well enough so that you can hear how good it sounds. And there we go. Hopefully all that nonsense give you an idea of what this thing sounds like. I had a hard time figuring out what the best way to record it was. I ended up deciding to just plug my headphone from my headphone plug from my amplifier directly to the computer. That seemed to give the most accurate sound. Recording with my mic ended up with a lot of blowouts, which, to be fair, when it was not blowing out, I think it sounded even better than plugging in directly from the amplifier, but I'm learning. If you have a better way to record my guitar, now keep in mind all I have is a condenser microphone, which is what I use for talking, and my mic. And my amplifier. So I don't really know if there's a better way of doing it, or if there's some software I can download to take those blowouts down if I want to record directly from the amplifier and just record the sound coming out of the amplifier. So yeah, anyways, hopefully what comes through gives you an idea of what it sounds like. I really like it. I think it's very versatile. The guitar is nice, it's not too heavy. This guitar is 2013, so it's after Gibson started doing the weight saving thing inside of the Les Pauls. And It's still not a light guitar, but it's not too heavy. It's very nice. Overall, would I recommend this guitar? It depends. If you are looking for a Les Paul, then yes, I would recommend this guitar, even though they don't make it anymore, so you would have to find a used one, but it is a great guitar. He has the splitting pickups, he has a really nice style. Overall, it's just a super nice guitar, and at the price point, Gibson doesn't offer a lot of things that I think would be better than the Signature T. So if you find a Signature T around the price that they were at launch, even today, I still think that this is a really good deal for your money if you are looking for a Gibson Les Paul. Now that's important because for the same amount of money you can get really good guitars with other brands. But if you, like me, are looking for a Gibson Les Paul at the price point that this guitar is, I believe this is a really good deal. Now it doesn't come without its things. The Gibson headstock, the Gibson quality, that they miss some things, and that's known for. Just do a YouTube search and you'll see a lot of people giving Gibson trash for their problems with quality. But overall, the only real quality problem I've had with my guitar is that fret not reaching all the way, and it was fairly easy for me to solve it. Although, then again, I had to solve the problem. I shouldn't have had the problem in the first place. But that said, Gibson is famous for doing that kind of stuff. So I was expecting to have to fix something. Unfortunately, it was something really simple. Now, the guitar itself is great. I love it. Would I buy it again? I would definitely buy it again. It sounds amazing, and if you are in the fence as to whether or not you should get one, the only thing I would say is, do you really want a Les Paul? And if the answer is yes, do you have the money to spend in something like this? Do you need a Gibson? Can you do with an Epiphone? Epiphones make really good guitars as well. They're beautiful. But if you, like me, are married to the idea that you really want a Gibson, you've always wanted a Gibson, and you're in the fence as to whether or not this is the right one for you, if you're looking around this price range, you don't want to spend any more, this is a great guitar. It offers a lot of versatility. It's a real Les Paul. It was made in tribute to the man himself on the year of Les Paul back in 2013. So what a better guitar to have if what you want is a Les Paul than a guitar that was made because of the man himself. So yeah, a little bit of kind of like, I don't know, sentimental value behind it too from Gibson themselves. So yeah, I really like it. I gave you my pros, I gave you the few wrong things with it, and hopefully my nonsense lets you listen to it somewhat what it sounds like. Thank you so much for watching. This was Fantasy Girl 77, and have a great day.